Rapid fire takes from the NFL Sunday slate in week 6. By the way, go check out my last video because Adam Schefter reported later that night that yes, we will see a flurry of deadline trades coming up this year, and it's going to be a lot of them. Not the best showing from Denver, but really good that they survived this one, coming off of a double road trip and then going to London after a big emotional win at Philadelphia. A lot of teams drop games like this, and they found a way to make it happen here, and an ugly win, but they'll take it. Cleveland's defense is good enough to contend in a not very good division, but they just can't score points, and it's a big problem. Pittsburgh had 16 points on the board most of the day, and it just felt like it was way too much for this Cleveland offense. The Chargers are really going to have to just dig their heels in and win games like this going forward, as long as their O-line is as beat up as it is. They found ways to get it done. Justin Herbert making a big play late, and it's just going to have to be the process for them because they are in a very tight division race. A lot of people crowning Drake May after this game, and I think it's certainly correct to do so. He's been excellent through 2 games here these last 2 weeks. He's been the engine for this Patriots team, by far their best player right now. However, it is a New Orleans team that is not excellent. I kind of want to see this keep going before I make the New England's an AFC contender claims, but I do think they're in a really good direction right now. Love watching this team. They've been fun. Rams' offense just disappears sometimes, and maybe it's because of Puka Nakua's inability to stay on the field. At times, they just use him so much he gets beat up, and you kind of saw this in this game against Baltimore, who I do think is pluckier than they showed last week, but the Ravens' ability to score points really limited right now without Lamar Jackson. They need him back badly. Cardinals' offense looked decent with Jacoby Brissett, and I'm not saying this is like a Kyler thing, but I do wonder. They had a shot to win this one. It's just that they've come short in a lot of these close back and forth games over the years, and if this continues, it might be what does in Jonathan Gannon in the end. This is more what I thought Jacksonville would look like than against Kansas City. Their offense has been inconsistent. They can hit the deep ball. They have some penalties that hold them back. It's not a week-to-week thing. The best version of them was against the Chiefs. This is more them coming back down to earth in Seattle, just very consistent on both sides of the ball. Made it difficult for Jacksonville. Looked like the better team pretty much most of the day. Cowboys defense is a big problem, one of the biggest wins for this Panthers regime to this point, and Bryce Young giving them a shot right now. They're 500. The Raiders had to win this one. It was kind of ugly. A lot of issues, dropped passes, poor pass protection. Tennessee got after them a little bit with that front seven, and I don't know. I think the Raiders have the talent in some places, but, it's just been ugly for them to start the year. Michael Mayer, he looks pretty good. Baker Mayfield, your MVP frontrunner potentially. They look excellent. Tons of passing weapon depth on this offense. Able to run the ball when their O-line is healthy. Defense stepped up, made some plays. Best one of the season for Tampa. Bengals offense did look better with Joe Flacco. Might take a couple weeks to get it going, but some steps in the right direction for them for sure. Not surprised at all. Kansas City won this one. They needed it. They were at home to get back to 500. They're still a Super Bowl contender. Don't doubt the Chiefs.